At the foot of one of the world's 7 natural wonders, we found something man-made that leaves a distinct impression. Craig and Colleen Sutherland's family home is designed to deal with the harshest winds, rain and sun, making it protective, but it also welcomes you in. It's fully automated, and they can control every part of the house from any part of the house.
Oh, there's your nose. Open for him.
Awesome. I'll let him in.
This would be daunting for any guys wishing to date either of the Sutherlands' 2 daughters, which might be the point.
Now, I'm very used to being on this camera, but not when caught unaware by that one. This is known as quite a standout house in Vale, Cape Town, but it's quite easy to understand if you know what the owner does for a living.
Within Craig's robust structure, Colleen did all the interior decor, and the combination is uncluttered and wonderfully relaxed.
Hi there. How was that for a modern high-tech entry?
That was incredible.
Welcome, come through.
I must say, I wasn't expecting to see so much depth and so much concrete, but I guess that's your forte because you are a structural engineer.
Absolutely, and there was no doubt this project had to reflect lots of engineering, not just structural, but electrical and mechanical. That's what we do for a living, or I do for a living. But it was much more than that. Engineers are so often involved just in certain parts of projects, and it was lovely to be involved in the whole thing.
Now, do correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there was actually a perfectly good home here before this project started.
There was a perfectly good home here, and we did an extensive hack and bash on that house 11 years ago. But kids grow up. And all of a sudden, you don't want open plan, and you don't want to be able to hear their every breath when they're down the passage. You actually want those teenagers to be, away from you in different spaces.
And so do they want to be away from us.
Eventually took the advice that I often give to clients, and that was don't try and keep parts of the house and compromise yourself on the end product. Actually bite the bullet, demolish and do it properly, and that's what we did.
We love contemporary design, but I wanted a house where people walk in and feel, here I want to stay. And you've invited me for lunch, but I'm quite happy to stay for dinner as well. So I wanted a home. I didn't want an architectural masterpiece for both of us.
Where people kick off their shoes when they come in, and this is very unusual to dress up for you guys today in my slip-flops. Normally we just throw our shoes off and we just lounge around on the couches, and we hope everyone will stay here forever and drink lots of wine.
I guess I've completely overdressed for the occasion.
You probably haven't. We'll sort that out just now. Let's go and meet the rest of the Barefoot team outside.
It may be Craig's project, but he also gives much deserved credit to architects Kim Benatar and Sian Fisher.
Just looking at the structure, everything seems to fit into place perfectly.
You know, one of the advantages of living on a site for 11 years before we started is we knew exactly what we wanted. We know when the wind blows, we know the angles, we knew the sun. So we put a very detailed design brief together for Sohota Architects in Cape Town, who did the initial concept. And it was beautiful to hand over to a young, talented, up-and-coming, passionate team of Kim and Sian to take the project further into detailed design and construction phases.
This is essentially a concrete structure, yet it still feels very warm and very homely.
I think that was one of the bigger challenges on this job. It was always going to be concrete, and it just goes to show that it doesn't have to be cold or austere in any way. It took a lot of detailing, but I think we achieved that.
We were under the watchful eye of an engineer the entire way through, so that was quite a challenge, but of course integral in this design process, and really helped us pull off what is an exceptionally exciting structural design, but also incredibly aesthetically pleasing.
The large span, unobstructed concrete ceilings look like they rest on nothing but glass. To achieve such vast, flawless slabs, they had to be meticulously designed, shuttered and poured.
The first thing I suppose that one would notice in this house is really the lack of ceilings and the lack of plaster, for instance, on the walls. There are no skirtings on the floors. There's no cornicing up above. And what this results in is obviously a clean aesthetic, but it also means a very, very unforgiving building. And it meant that a huge amount of pre-planning and coordination was necessary long before we ever moved onto site. Once a light fitting, for instance, has been cast, it can't really be moved by a single millimeter without obviously scarring the structure and the concrete work. And I challenge you to find a scar in this building.
Not even a single scar?
Not one.
Not even on this impressive kitchen counter here. This must have been quite difficult to cast.
Well, Yanez, the kitchen is the heart of the home, and that certainly is the case in this house. Our hearts were in our stomach, in fact, when we decided to make a bold move and cast a 4.7 meter long concrete counter on site. As you can imagine, it was an enormous challenge too. We've got a beautiful fireplace at the end, which helps to add to the warmth in this home. We've got a breakfast nook directly adjacent, so it really adds that homey feeling. And also, just to bring your attention across to this, which is a really special element in the home, in fact, it's a sawmill timber counter, and it was custom made for this kitchen.
The French oak bulkhead floats as if it was lighter than air, and the stairs give you a similar feeling.
Here's our long passageway. We've got clear story lighting up at the top, which is a beautiful window that sees the mountain and all the different weather patterns and the clouds. There's the 3 kids' bedrooms and noisy teenagers. We're quietly over here ensconced above the city. Come through. This is Colleen and my private upstairs lounge. Watch a bit of TV. It's a study. And I want to show you our main bedroom. We've kept it quite simple. Fold-away doors and big views. Feels like you're camping when you wake up in the morning. Clear balustrades, which we really enjoy.
Magical.
But I must say, one of my absolute favorite features I'd like to show you over here.
Some kind of camping this is, complete with outdoor shower.
It's hard to wake up in the morning in a bad mood if you have a shower with a view like this.
Absolutely magnificent, and my favorite is to do it with the door open. So I have the door wide open like this, and that's how I wake up in the mornings.
I just hope the people in the buildings down there don't have binoculars.
So do I.
It's tough demolishing your home to start from scratch, but the upside is every part of the house serving your exact lifestyle needs.
Let me show you the downstairs, really noisy part of the house where the teenagers rule the roost. We don't often go there. It's a bit frightening, but let's go.
Let's hope they don't kick us out.
Yes. The fins are a very important design element in this house. They create very interesting view lines, allow natural light to flow, and provide a little bit of privacy.
Everyone has their favorite feature.
Craig, you've got some lucky teenagers. You know, I'm in my early 20s and I wouldn't mind a room like this.
You wish. This space just flows out onto the deck and the pool, and we have a contemporary take on a braaikamer outside.
The Sutherlands have 3 children. Matric student Keegan, the chief pizza fire stoker, then their 2 daughters, Adrian and Casey, who now have a trattoria in their very own home.
Let me introduce you to the rest of the gang.
Hello, everyone. Hello, hello.
One of the things we love doing as a family is making pizzas down in this space.
Well, it looks absolutely delicious. Let me just wash my hands and I'll get straight to it.
What we really like about this space is the casualness of it, and we wanted this table to be a no-fuss table. As you can see, we haven't even sealed it, so if you mess your pizza dough or your cheese on it, it doesn't matter. So it adds to the character. The table's got holes and stains on it, and it's just the way we like it, to relax and have fun.
I really enjoy cooking pizza, whether it's for the family or the friends. It's always a good time. We spend a lot of time down here. So really, to my parents, thanks a lot for building a really gees house. I don't even have to persuade my friends to come. This is the place to be.
I know you said this was the type of house where you come for lunch and you stay for dinner, so here I am. Bon appétit.
Bon appétit.